And welcome to episode number 121 of What Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and tablets with us, Geeks on Tour. Hey,
Hello.
Here we are.
Here we are.
We are in our RV. Studio 3. Pretty cool. Okay, you ready for a quick tip?
I am.
Let's hit it.
Since we just did about a week in Canada, I figured that it would be a good tip about how to check your data roaming setting on your phones. So roaming is something that's either on or off, and which way do you want it? And I'm talking about data roaming, meaning are you going to allow your phone to roam onto cell towers that aren't in your home country? If it's on, it means you want to use your data plan while in Canada or wherever outside the country. If roaming is off, it means you don't want to use it and you don't want to be accidentally charged. So how do you do it? On Apple, you go into Settings, Cellular, and just turn on the roaming. And on Android, you go, it'll vary because all Android phones are slightly different, but it's in your settings under the wireless and networks. On mine, you have to tap more networks, mobile networks, data roaming access. So let me show you those two.
Okay.
I have the Android under the camera, so I will start with that.
Go ahead.
So to get to settings, I swipe down on the screen and I tap the little gear. And it's under the wireless and networks section. And I don't see mobile networks here. So on mine, I have to tap more networks in order to get to mobile networks. And under mobile networks, there is data roaming access. Connect to mobile networks while roaming. And there are choices. You can deny data roaming, and generally speaking, I think that's what you want.
I think so. That way you're not going to incur any charges while roaming, and it's better to know for sure.
But if you're clear that you're going over into Canada and you want to use your phone's data, then you can allow access only for this trip. Or if you just have a global plan that allows you everything, go ahead and just turn it on and your phone will always work.
And that's what I do for my Project 5.
For your Project 5, right, because that works everywhere. And for my T-Mobile, that works everywhere. Verizon, no.
Not so much.
AT&T, no. You want to watch it with those. Okay. Yeah. Now on the iPhone, it's settings and cellular. Oh, I was down. Cellular and cellular data options. I have roaming on because this happens to be using T-Mobile and it works when we're in another country. But if you're on something else, that's how you would turn it off. I'm going to leave it on. All right. Okay. So that is the quick tip about turning it on or off. But now I just want to spend a minute, since we were just in Canada, as to whether or not you can actually get service.
It depends on your plan.
That depends. And Verizon, if you have the new unlimited plan, it includes Canada and Mexico. So that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Although you're only allowed up to like a half a gigabyte a day.
And that's not much.
4G.
Fast, yeah.
The old unlimited plan, which is what we have, does not include Canada and Mexico. So we made sure to turn roaming off. Actually, we just turned cellular data off.
I turned my whole the phone
you turned
that
your phone off.
Right, the one that I use for a hotspot, I turned it completely off and put it away, so I knew that it wasn't going to be a problem.
But Verizon does have a website, a web page, verizonwireless.com/INTLTRVL, which gives you everything you need to know. T-Mobile worked in Canada just fine, but on slow 2G, except for our T-Mobile hotspot, which happens to be on a T-Mobile North America plan. It worked that was our go-to.
Yeah, it worked well, but most of the time it seemed to me that it was on 3G and not on 4G. Although we did have 4G service in some places, it just didn't. It seemed to be, but it worked fine. It worked.
But we went through nearly 10 gigabytes on it in the 1 week that we were there.
It was easy to do.
So, and that's about, I don't know,
and
$5
we're not streaming
gigabyte.
Netflix or watching, we watch some YouTube videos, but not a whole lot.
Now, your Google Project Fi worked fine.
Right, but that's $10 a gigabyte.
And those are all that we actually have. Now, AT&T we don't currently have, but I looked it up, and it said you had to get something called a passport, which is $40, and it only includes 200 megabytes.
That's not much, is it?
That's why I put that little whoa. All right, so the bottom line, when you're traveling outside of US, number one, turn off cellular data roaming, or even cellular data period, or airplane mode, which turns everything off. Or you need to plan ahead and be sure your plan covers you, or you purchase extra plan features for roaming. And if you want to know more, don't ask us, okay? Here is a website that we recommend.
If you ask us, this is where we're going to send you.
That's right. So rvmobileinternet.com. They're the ones who keep up with all of this.
Chris and Cherie do a great job at that.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jim, and here together with my wife, Chris, we are Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your Android phone or your iPad tablet? And how do you learn? How do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks who teach. That's what we just love to do. We think the best way to learn is in bite-sized pieces on a regular basis. So that's why we came up with this weekly show. If you like to learn, this is the place to be. Our website is geeksontour.com, and that's where all of our content is collected.
So, Chris, where are we now?
Now we are in Syracuse, New York, back in the land of fast Verizon.
Oh, it's so nice.
That we have unlimited for. And we had just such a beautiful time in Canada last week that we decided to get here to the fairgrounds early so that we could just sit and get some work done, do our show. So that's where we actually parked.
Yeah, Chris says sometimes you need a cow pasture. Well, this isn't really a cow pasture. It's better.
Parking lot.
Yeah, it's just a parking lot. We're the only ones in this parking lot. We have a really nice, good internet connection and bathhouse right behind us. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's great. But next week we will be doing our seminars and doing a smartphone help desk service for the FMCA Northeast Area Rally.
Yeah, that should be fun.
And I gotta just say a few words about our time in Canada.
Oh my.
Oh, we got some beautiful pictures. And if you want to see all our pictures, you can just go to our blog, which is geeksontour.blog, or it's on the menu at geeksontour.com too. And first of all, I changed our cover, our header photo, and this was from a winery in Canada where we parked overnight because of our harvesthosts.com membership. And so that is our little RV. But if you go to our photo albums, and then it's June, July, you will see lots and lots of our pictures.
Yeah.
So That's all the beginning. You have to go down to the end to get to Canada. We did a boat ride in the Thousand Islands area. We parked at the best spot right in Toronto.
Look at
and did
this.
some the places you can go with this little RV that you can't do.
That's the famous Toronto CN Tower, and that's the Rogers Stadium and there was actually a game there.
Yeah, we heard
didn't
all the
go.
cheering.
It was fun. They opened it up. It's one of those where they open the roof, and that was
all right.
cool.
So just had to show you a little bit before we get into it.
Pretty cool. All right. Today's class is on Gmail. Gmail is what we use and what we recommend for most people. It's just the email system that we do. We are Googlers. And so
we're teaching it today because somebody put it in the suggestion box.
Hey, so those suggestions work.
Yep.
All right. And if you have questions during the show today, live, you guys that are watching, you have the chat box there. Put your questions in there. We're not going to do an after show hangout today, but I'm a little under the weather. That's my fault. By Wednesday afternoon, this episode will be up on thebuttonshow.com, and you can leave comments there. All right. We do invite you to become a member at geeksontour.com. Just go to our website and click on the link to become a member. See our website, geeksontour.com, and check out the weekly class.
That is the archive of all of these shows.
All right. Let's get into the beginner's lesson, Chris.
Okay.
Gmail, top 2 reasons we recommend it.
Yeah, so the person who put in the suggestion box, I think she wanted a whole class on how to use Gmail.
Yeah,
We're not going to do that. I do have a couple suggestions of other places to go for that, but we do recommend Gmail a lot, and I realize that there's 2 main reasons why. So that's what we're going to talk about. And as usual, we believe it's most important to learn the concepts. So we're talking about 2 primary concepts in today's beginner's lesson. That is a universal inbox, that using the Gmail app doesn't mean that you're necessarily using a Gmail address. You're using the Gmail app as your universal inbox. And the second concept is device independence, meaning you'll see the same inbox whether you're looking at your iPhone or your Android device or your computer. Now, we'd like you to understand the concepts because actually Gmail is not the only way to do this. There are other programs that can provide you with a universal inbox that is available on all of your devices. It's just that we know how to use Gmail.
We think we know how to use it.
That's the one we're going to teach you. But if you understand the concepts and you have these concepts available to you in whatever system you use, that's fine.
Yeah, we always say the best one is the one that you understand.
The best program is the one you know, yep. Now, if you do just want to learn more about using Gmail, I have 2 recommendations. Number 1 is the Gmail Help Center. Right on the menu of the app, down at the bottom, you will see Help Center. Or if you're on a computer, just Google for Gmail Help. You will get to the official Google Help Center. If you want to watch videos on it, I mean, we don't have,
no,
I don't think we have any videos on Gmail.
Not yet.
I really like this guy named Steve Dotto. He's on YouTube, so you just go to YouTube, search for Steve Dotto and Gmail, and you'll find lots of tutorial videos by him. Universal inbox. This is concept
number 1.
Gmail is the inbox. It can collect your email from other systems. It can collect all of your Yahoo mail, your AOL, your Outlook, or your personal website. So our geeksontour.com is a custom domain that we have emails set up on through our host, and we can gather that email in our Gmail inbox. If you have bellsouth.net or roadrunner.net or TellUs or anything that is your domain, you have yourname.com, you can gather that email into Gmail. So that's what I mean by universal inbox. Now, one little caveat, I could not get my iCloud email to come into Gmail.
Huh. Wonder why.
Well, I think it has to do with the POP3 versus IMAP.
Okay.
Most web-based emails out there give you the choice of POP3 or IMAP. Apple seems to only be IMAP. And for Gmail to go fetch it, it has to have a POP3. At least that's what I seem to have figured out. POP3 versus IMAP is definitely beyond what I want to teach. So, but if you depend on your Apple-based email, then this Gmail universal inbox thing isn't going to work for you. Unless somebody else can figure it out. I couldn't get it to work. All right. So, to set up Gmail, to fetch your other email, realize I'm not talking about forwarding. I'm not talking about going to your AOL email and telling it to forward to your Gmail. No, I'm talking about using Gmail and asking it to go fetch your AOL. So you can do it. I'm going to demonstrate this in a minute. You go into settings, accounts, and import. You've got to be on a computer to do this part. You need to know the username and passwords for the email that you want to fetch. You have to prove that it is your email before Gmail will go fetch it. But from then on, all you have to do is log into one account, your Google account, and all your other emails will show up. One thing people are worried about is they say, well, but I've been using my AOL.com address for years and years. I don't want to switch to Gmail. You don't have to. When you tell Gmail to go fetch your AOL, you can tell it to reply from the same address that it was sent to. So no one will ever know you're using Gmail. It'll look like it's coming from your AOL, if you want it to. Concept number 2 is called either cross-platform. So realizing that Apple iOS is a platform, Android is a platform, and Windows Web is a platform. So this is available on all platforms. I prefer to call that device independence, meaning it doesn't matter what device is in your hand, your Gmail is going to work the same. You're going to see the same inbox. Whether you're on your computer, a smartphone, a tablet, or a smartwatch, the key is your Google account. So just before I do the demo, we'll just check for questions.
All right, let's see. Chris asks, how do you show the details of an incoming email with the word details or does not appear?
Well, when I get into the demo, maybe, I think I know what you're talking about. You should just be able to tap on the from and it opens up details. We'll try that when we get there.
Oops. All right, other questions? Where'd they go? There they are. All right. Bob says hi. Fred says, yes, Gmail, gotta love it. Chris asks, how do I put text on my Google Photos? I don't have Picasa. That's a good question. Not about today.
We did do that in another session.
Yeah, I use Snapseed. Snapseed does a really nice job. It's made by Google, and it puts text on there, and it does a lot of neat stuff. So check out the replay on that one. I'm not sure which one that was, but pretty recent. Richard, I use Inbox instead of Gmail, but it's part of Gmail. So he has a Gmail address and he's checking it using his
Inbox app. Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Inbox is
sense.
another email app by
Mhm.
Google that just has some additional features.
Mhm. All right. Let's see, Richard. One of the best reasons to use Gmail is your info isn't stored on your phone or computer, it's stored in Gmail. That is a great tip because, yeah, it doesn't, as Chris said, it doesn't matter what device you're on. That thing's just going to work at all
Yep.
your email. And if you delete from one device, it'll be deleted on your other devices. And it's just so nice and clean. Right?
Okay.
Right. You're going to do a demo with the Odie Gould account, right?
Yeah. So I am going to set up universal inbox settings using the computer. Then I'm going to show you how replies are from the address that you sent to. And third, I'm going to just show you the same inbox, the Gmail inbox, using both my Android phone and my iPad tablet. So that's what we're going to do. Now I don't want to use my real email address for this.
No, you'll mess things up if
And
you do that.
yeah, I will mess things up. And there's thousands and thousands of emails in my inbox. So I am using a dummy account that we've had for a long time, named after our old dog, Odie Gould. So first, I'm going to go to the computer. And because I am all logged in as Chris Gould on my computer, I need to open up what's called an incognito browser in order to start fresh, meaning I am now on the web, but I am not logged in as anybody. So I can go to Gmail and it will ask me, who do you want to log in as? So I can then log in as Odie Gould at gmail.com. And I have done this before, so it's in the remembered listings. And it'll probably remember the password too, which is nice.
That's a Google thing or a Chrome
Right,
thing.
a Chrome thing, right. Yeah. So now I am in Odie Gould's email. And I've already done this because it takes a little bit of time, but I'm going to show you how I did it. See how this says odie.geek at AOL and this one says Odie at Geeks On Tour? That is letting me know that this message was not sent to Odie Gould at Gmail. It was sent to these two, but it's in my inbox. So let me show you how I did that. You go to Settings, which is the gear, and then Settings. And the setting that we're talking about is Accounts and Import. And it's check mail from other accounts. And if you want to learn more, I highly recommend going ahead and clicking on this link and reading all about it. I know that I would just click on Add a Mail Account. And let's say it is the AOL. So Odie says, I've used AOL for years. I don't want to change. And next. You already have an okay, so it's not going to let me show you. Well, let me just pretend. Just so you can see the next options. So you can either import emails from Odie or link the accounts. I want to remember what I did for this. I want to import mails from my other account and then next. Now you have to put in the password, but notice since AOL is such a common address, it already knows the server address and the port and all that stuff. And notice you have this option to leave a copy of retrieved message on the server. That means I could still go to AOL and see my emails there. If that is unchecked, it means that Google has grabbed the emails out of my AOL inbox and left the AOL inbox empty. So that's just your choice, whatever you want there. And this, label incoming messages, that's what got those little words next to each message. And when you have this all filled out, you would click Add Account. And then there's one other option that's right here. When replying to a message, reply from the same address the message was sent to. So that's the option that you want checked if you want to continue using your AOL address or your Geeks On Tour. Odie has a geeksontour.com address. Okay, now let's just go back and take a look.
Now, I set mine to always reply from my Geeks On Tour address. So no matter where things come in, it always goes back out as from Jim at geeksontour.com.
Very good. So that, once again, is just a choice. That's a way to kind of wean yourself off of an AOL address, right? You could still keep getting all your AOL, but when you reply, it could be replied from whatever address you want it to.
Right. Exactly.
And also, once you have this set up, just when you're creating a message, when you compose, I have the option of who it's from.
Correct. That's just more work for me.
But notice I do not have to use the Gmail address. I could use any address. So here is, so Jim, you sent Odie an email.
I did.
At AOL.com. So you sent a message to Odie, odie.geek at AOL.com, and here is the message. As Odie, so I am being Odie here, and I reply, and I say, thanks for letting me know, and I send. Oh, to Jim at Geeks On Tour. That's going to take a little while. Now, I made sure that Jim sent this message earlier rather than while we're doing a live demonstration, because it takes a little while. Sometimes just a few minutes, sometimes an hour or more. Because think about it. The message is first getting sent to your AOL or to your Geeks On Tour.
It's going up there somewhere.
And then it has to sit there and wait until Gmail sees fit to go and check that. So it can take a while, which is why over the years, I've ended up using my actual Gmail address more and more because I get it instantly.
It's very fast, yes.
But so I want you to keep checking your phone and let me know when you get this reply.
Okay.
So that we can prove that you got it from Odie at AOL.com rather than from Odie at gmail.com.
Okay.
And it probably won't be there yet.
It's not there yet.
Okay. So that's the universal inbox part. Although you can see right here that it was sent from odiegeek at AOL.com. And I promise, when he looks at his inbox, it'll be from Odie at AOL.com, not Gmail.
We'll see.
So what I want to do next is show you the cross-platform part, the device independence. So we're saying that Odie has an iPad.
What a smart dog.
Yeah. So I'm going to show the iPad. Looks pretty good. And notice that there is no Gmail app on here.
I don't know that.
You didn't turn Alexa off. So if I don't have the app that I want to show you, what do? I go to the App Store and I want the Gmail app for Apple, for this device, which happens to be an iPad. So I just search for Gmail. And it should come right up. There it is. The little cloud icon on an Apple device means that I have used this app on some device somewhere. It's in my apps cloud account. All I have to do is tap there to install it on this device. It means it's not actually here on this device. And there's that other one, that inbox that one of our viewers said that they use. So that is just a different looking inbox by Google. Gmail is the one that's been around forever. Inbox is a couple years old. And it's downloading. As you see that circle filling up, that means that Gmail is being downloaded to this device. It's in process. And when it's done, it will give us a message saying, do you want to open it? Eventually, please. I should have maybe put this on the Wi-Fi. It's a little bit faster. There we go. All right, now it's ready to open, or you can see that it should be on our home screen right there. I open it, and it should ask me how I want it to log in. Yeah, sign in. So this is fresh on this device, sign in. Now it sees that all three of these accounts have used Gmail on this device before. Well, but it's the odgould@gmail that I want to use right now, and I am done. Gmail would like to send you notifications. Okay. And that's it. Just by installing the app and telling it what account, I now have all the emails because it is cloud-based. These emails are in the cloud. I do not lose anything if I lose a device. Just get a new device and log in. And even that one called Syracuse Rally that I got a message from Jim and I responded to it, both of those are here. And let's say that this Syracuse only one, I'm done with that. I can delete it. And I want to show you that when I go to the Android, we will see that that Syracuse Rally message is deleted. But here, Marilyn Van Valkenburg has sent to odie@geeksontour.com. It tells me. And if I tap on that area, here's even more details. I'm not sure if that was what the question earlier was, but yeah, that's the amount of details that you can get. It, who it was from and their address, who it was to, and the date. And this one says it was to odie.geek@aol.com. So you can tell, and you can even have those in a different label, so they're grouped together if you selected that option. Lots of different ways you can group together. All right, so that's the Apple device. Now we go to the Android device. We're good. And there is the Gmail app already installed, and I've already set up Odie on here. So, and notice that message, there's the message from Marilyn sent to odie@geeksontour. There's the one sent to odiegeek@AOL. And that message regarding the Syracuse Rally is not here because it synchronizes. It's just looking at the cloud for all this information, and you have no fear of losing stuff, regardless of what device you have in your hand.
Cool.
I think I
You think you've had enough
I
of
think
that?
I covered everything that I said I would cover. Let's go back to here and make
All
sure.
right.
Set up a universal inbox. This you do need the computer to do, because that settings menu is different on the phones. The replies are from whoever it got sent to, and you, using Android or Apple devices, you see the same inbox and messages. Delete from one and it's gone from whatever other one you choose to look at.
Okay, let's see if we have any more questions or comments here. Oh boy, look
Whoa.
at everybody's busy. Look at you guys. Okay. Richard says, if your phone dies, you can still get to your Gmail when you get a new phone. Absolutely, that's the way it is. Bob says, having your browser remember your passwords isn't the safe thing to do. He thinks that using a password manager instead is a better way to go. I don't disagree.
Well, I hear you. And I know that your job is,
Okay.
but that is it's my Google account. If I was not logged into my Google account, I would not have those remembered passwords.
Okay. Let's see, Charlo52, if you have a Gmail account and would like another one with a different name, how do you set up a new Gmail account?
Where it says log in, there's another link that says create new.
Okay.
That's all. You just go to gmail.com and create new.
New user here. Looks like they're having a little bit of problem with bandwidth. And says he's out. We're out of focus. Yeah, well, I'm a little out of focus usually. Let's see, but yeah, somebody else came in and said how to fix it, and it looks better now. Cool.
Yay.
Okay. Where am I? AOL isn't called AOL for nothing. It takes forever. That's pretty funny. Inbox works great with smart replies. I like smart replies.
Smart replies have come to Gmail now.
Yeah. Right. Still use if you want. Let's see. Two-factor authentication. Okay, we're going to do a class on that.
We already have.
And we'll do it again. Okay. Well, that's enough.
Okay.
We do invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and search for Geeks on Tour. And like us on Facebook. Really, and subscribe to us. Do whatever you can. It's all good for us. All right, I'm ready for an app of the week, and it's called Prisma. Boy, if you want something to waste some time, this is the toy to do it. It is an app that is another free app that does some really cool things with your pictures. It's just a bunch of filters. Well, it's a lot more than that too, but it will do things to your pictures that make them
look like works of art.
Works of art. So Prisma.
You're already a work of art.
Yeah, I'm a work. I'm a work in progress. But we think that that's pretty cool. So go ahead, Chris.
Well, it's a free app available in the App Store for Apple and for Google, and it transforms your photos and videos into works of art using the styles of famous artists. So this is something you just have to see it. So let me just do a couple of demos.
All right, let me see if I can get that going. There we go.
Prisma is the name of the app. I'm showing it on an iPhone, but it works. You've played with it on your Google phone too, right?
Yeah, I wasted a lot of time doing that.
And there it is.
It's a lot of fun.
And it comes up here, so you can take a picture and then play with it. Or if you just tap this little up arrow, it accesses your camera roll, and you can play with pictures. Let's pick an interesting one here. How about that of the CN Tower? And I just tap one of these options down at the bottom and look at what it does. Just
Wow.
like that. That is cool. I like that one.
What?
Breakfast. I don't know what breakfast, you don't, there's no work involved. You just tap the little options and let it go.
Now, you do need a pretty powerful phone for this, or pretty powerful processor in your phone or mobile device, because if
Very true.
Yeah, it is pretty processor intensive. It's really a neat program, though.
And if you decide, oh, this was fun, but I want a different picture, how about this one? And this very first one is so cool. It will find the people in the picture and eliminate everything else.
How about that?
That is so cool. I wish that it would then just not even give us the waves, just give us the people and have it a transparent background. That would be nice. But this is pretty cool. Okie doke. That
cool.
is Prisma.
All right. Give it a shot.
It was a friend that showed me this, that I said he's an ex-friend because he's just made it so I don't do anything else anymore. So thanks, Richard.
Yeah, really.
So I'm passing it on.
It's all your fault. All right. Well, did you learn something? I know I did. Google's Gmail is the only program that can make a universal inbox available on all your devices. True or false?
False. There are others. If you have it and you have it working, that's great. We know that Gmail works.
When you use the Gmail app, the people you send mail to will see your something@gmail.com address. True or false? Yes, no, or maybe.
Yes, no, or maybe. Yes, it depends on what you've set, but you don't have to. You can reply to the address they sent to.
And choose it as you go. All right. The Gmail app is available for both Android and Apple iOS. On a computer, you access it where?
Gmail.com or mail.google.com.
To tell Gmail what emails to fetch, you need to use A, a mobile app, B, the computer website, gmail.com.
B, that's something you need the computer for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, help for Gmail is on the app menu, or use Google and search for
Gmail help.
Gmail help. Or,
you get right there.
Or Dototech.
Dototech on YouTube. Yes.
Right. Okay, Chris, what's the web page that lists all of our weekly classes?
geeksontour.com, and the menu item is weekly class.
And the web page that lists all of our recent newsletters.
geeksontour.com, the menu is blogs and news. Newsletters is under there.
So what benefits do you get by joining Geeks on Tour?
The complete learning library of prepared tutorial videos, the ability to ask us any question you want on members Q&A, the show notes for all of these shows, and some discounts on products and services. And all of our ebooks.
All of our ebooks, including the Google Photos ebook, Mrs. Geek's Guide to Google Photos. Again, we invite you to become a member. You get all kinds of benefits, and you do. It is a wonderful thing to do, and that keeps us traveling. So the next time... Whoops.
That slide is not updated.
Oh, we'll try and do one again next week.
We should be able to, because we're still going to be around here. We should still have good internet.
Okay. Well, that's it for episode 121. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll hope to see you next week. And if anybody's in the Syracuse area this week and want to come and see us live, come on by the fairgrounds. We are here. It should be a lot of fun. Well, I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we're Geeks on Tour.
Keep pushing those buttons.
Absolutely.
And ask, what does this button do?
Don't touch that.
What does this button do?
Don't do that. Oh, my goodness.